Hi, everybody. I'm Malee Ojua with Sacred Fire Creative, and today I'm here with Dana Corey, High Performance Business Strategist. And so just a few housekeeping things before we get started. Definitely welcome to everybody who's on the live broadcast. Hi, and thank you so much. We already got some people who are live. So if you are live, if you could just type in the comments, say hi to us, show us some love, maybe put some hearts or likes out there. That would be wonderful. And let's see what else. I want to make sure to share this. So I'm going to share it. And I'm going to ask you, if you are watching this, could you please just hit that share button and share it on your timeline or in a group. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to share it to Dana's timeline.
Yeah, do that.
A good idea. Yeah. Okay. Yay, awesome. So also in the comments, if you can let us know if you can hear us both, so you can hear Dana and me.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, let us know because, we want to make sure that, we're not doing this for nothing, right? And let's see, what else? If you have questions for Dana, that's the next thing. Questions for Dana, type them into the comments. Thank you, Missy. So Missy's saying she can hear us.
Awesome.
And so if you have questions for Dana, type them into the comments. I'm going to ask them at some point during this broadcast, but it might not be right away. So just go ahead and type them in and let us know, what questions you have for her. A lot of us know Dana. We've heard her speak, and she's definitely well known in our area. But, we want to get the message out to everybody else who's out there. And so if you have questions, go ahead and type them in for us. It'll help out a lot. All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Are you ready, Dana?
I'm so excited. This is really funny. I've had a little technical challenges, so I'm talking to the back of my computer, which is hilarious.
Yeah, so she can't even see you guys right now, but she'll watch this later on. And just know that Dana's amazing, and we're here to promote her and really show her some love. So, if you know Dana, go ahead and press that heart button and make sure that you know that later on when she sees that, she'll know that you guys love her. And so we're just going to ask, the first question is just like, okay, when did you start? How did it happen? Like, what inspired you to start this business?
It's a long journey of entrepreneurship, really. I mean, when I was 27, I promised myself I'd never work for anybody else ever again. And I am now 30 years later, and I have kept that promise, which is really cool, right? Woo!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
30 years is a long time. If you're an entrepreneur out there and, you've been working for yourself, you know what it takes. And I think every entrepreneur would love some hearts for that, because it takes something to be able to do it. And it's been a lot of different businesses, right? So I was in direct sales for a while, and I participated with a lot of different kinds of businesses with other people. And after doing home party plans and selling romance products for almost 10 years, I was really good at it, but I was really bored. I wanted to have a bigger impact. I wanted to have a bigger conversation than just sex and relationships. And so a friend of mine actually in Portland said to me, you should start your own business coaching. You're one of the best coaches ever. And I've been coaching for 30 years, since I was 23, but I always only used it as a tool rather than as a way to make money. And I had absolutely no idea how you made money being a coach or a strategist or a consultant or an advisor or any of that stuff. And so she helped me figure out how to create a business structure that would allow me to make a living so that I wouldn't have to go get a real job, which is at one point what my husband said to me. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And so here I am 4 years later and a little bit. And I work with the best clients ever, people who own businesses, who are committed to not only making an impact, but to living a life for themselves that they get to design it. They get to design the life they live. And part of that is the challenge of, creating a business that really speaks to them and speaks to their clients. So I get to do that. I travel all over the world with my husband. And I can work from anywhere as long as I have a phone. And at this time, like the back of my tablet.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much. So tell us, a little bit more about your clients. Like, who are they? Who are your typical clients?
My clients are people who are business owners. They've usually been in business for at least a year. Some of them have been in business for 10, 12, 15 years. And they have been really focused on creating a job for themselves, which is really the first job of a business owner, is to create a viable job that pays them money. And then they get to the point where their business can really grow, but what they find is that they're so enmeshed. I often say they're like handcuffed, right, to the day-to-day operations of their business, that they don't have the time, the wherewithal, the space, the freedom in their brain to work on the things that they need to work on, like working on their business, to implement the systems that it will take to scale it, to grow it bigger, and to allow them to have a little bit of breathing room. So, and I work with all sorts of business owners. I've worked with lawyers and doctors and naturopaths and real estate brokers and construction company owners and insurance brokers and boutiques. So brick and mortar type stores. Anybody who is really committed to doing what it's going to take to be able to have the freedom in their life. So their whole life is not just about business, but about actually having a life and making money at the same time.
Very cool. I love that. You always talk about that. So I know that's very important to you. It's not just about building business, it's about building a life. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to just show this because I want you to see this later on. But Missy Garcia says, love Dana. So I love you there.
Yeah, I work with really high people in direct sales like Missy. Missy and I worked together for a long time, and she's the best.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, so if you guys are just getting on here, be sure to put in the comments, just say hi to Dana, or let us know if you have any questions. That would be great. The next question that I have for you, Dana, is a little bit more about your clients. So take us through the steps. If somebody wants to work with you for the first time, what kind of steps do you take your clients through when you're working with them?
Well, it's funny that you should ask that, because I believe that every single person has different challenges. So just having a one-size-fits-all, these are the steps that we're going to work on, doesn't really work when it comes to having what I like to say is the deepest probability of the highest probability of the deepest transformation for each person. So I generally have a starting point. This is where we start. We start with your vision. What is it that you want your life to look like? What do you want your business to look like? How do you want to spend your days? What's the impact that you want to have? What is the community that you want around you? How do you want to be with your family? How do you want to be in the world? And we start there and we get really, really clear about what you want out there. And then we go backwards and we start from where we move backwards from there to where we are and look at, well, what's it going to take to make that happen? What are all the pieces that need to come together? And usually, the vision, we start with a vision that's 5 to 10 years out, and we move backwards from there until we've hit, okay, so let's take 12 months.
Okay.
What needs to happen in this 12 months to set you on the path? And then we work inside of there. And it can be lots of things. Maybe you need client attraction or client retention systems. Maybe you need to figure out how to hire and create a team culture. Maybe the thing that is really the most important is dealing with your revenue and your profit and how to track the trends in your business. Maybe what's really in front of you is the beliefs in your head that you can't even see that are stopping you or making opportunities invisible, that if we could just uncover those opportunities would completely shift things. I've had clients where they've gotten to where they've gotten with a specific business model and it's been great, but they can't grow anymore. And so we reconfigure the entire business model so that they're still providing the same kind of service, but in a different way, so that it affords them the opportunity to grow the way they want to grow. So it's not so much a system as it is here's the starting place. Mm-hmm. And you're going to tell me where it is that you want to go. And then together we're going to create the strategy and the actions. And then I'm going to walk beside you as you implement it, so that we can pivot as we come up against the challenges that are bound to come, right? I mean, life and business don't care where you're at. Stuff is going to happen.
Yes, totally agree.
I think just the way it is.
Yeah. We're like losing your connection a little bit. There you go. Okay. So we actually have a question from one of our viewers, Stephanie Ford. Hi, Stephanie. So we're going to bring up the question. Stephanie says, hi, Dana, what do you recommend for those who struggled in direct sales?
Well, that's a really broad question, right? So what?
So Dana, I don't know if you can hear me, but your connection is tricky right now. So
I can hear you just fine.
Now, I just want to be sure and catch it because we didn't hear the response to her question.
Okay, so what I was saying is that that's such a broad question because there's so many parts of the challenges, right? And I just want to be really clear that whatever direct sales, network marketing is a business, just like any other business. And 85% of what it takes to grow a network marketing business is the same as it takes to grow any business. And there are a few different details, right? So there can be challenges in terms of maybe sharing the product that you've got to sell, or maybe there are challenges when it comes to sharing the opportunity. So the first thing I always tell people in direct sales or ask them is, how supportive is your upline? And do they have a system or a program that they're teaching you to use? And if so, use it. Like, don't start from scratch. Don't make things up. Use the systems that your companies have put into place because they're there for a reason. And if you work the system, that's really easy to teach somebody else a system. And actually that really brings up a really, really important point when it comes to direct sales and network marketing is it's all about systems. Mm-hmm. Systems are easy to teach from one person to another. But if you do, this over here, and then you change it with this person over here, sorry, as I just spit at the screen. Sorry about that. Then you can't, it's really hard for the people who are learning behind you to do what you're doing, and it becomes like everybody's doing their own thing, and that is not the way network marketing actually works.
Stephanie says, great point. So thank you, Dana, for sharing your wisdom there. So I know that you work with kind of a broad umbrella of businesses, but do you have any kind of actionable advice that you'd give to like a typical business owner? Maybe something that you see, like a mistake that you see everyone making, the most common mistake that people make that you can help them with?
Okay, I think people are really going to laugh when I tell you this.
Okay, ready.
So one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is they think that working more will result in either more money or more results. And so the statistics are staggering. The average entrepreneur works 2 or 3 times more than the average white collar employee in the United States.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a ton. So most entrepreneurs are working way more than 40 hours a week, way more than 60 hours a week, and they're constantly working. And the first thing that I usually make all my clients do is take at least 24 hours, consecutive 24 hours off every single week. And here's why. It's so important. When we are constantly working, our brain can only focus on the things that are right in front of us. And so our brains have no space or bandwidth to be creative or to think of new solutions or to see things from a different angle or to recognize opportunities, because all it's focused on is the busy work, the doing. You have to take the time off, not just to renew yourself, which is 100% important, because for most of us, when we're in entrepreneurship, unless we've gotten to the place which is where I actually take my clients, mm-hmm. if there's something happens to us, we can't make money. So you have to take care of yourself, and you have to give your brain time to rest. So it's not just about not working. It's about don't check your email. Do not check your email on whatever day off it is that you're going to take. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your kids. Spend time with yourself. Take a walk. Be in nature. Do the things that you know.
Oops, I think we lost you again. Dana, can you hear me? Okay, well, while she is getting back on, hopefully getting her Wi-Fi sorted, definitely want to say that I just appreciate Dana coming out here and sharing her wisdom. I know that for me in my business, I often have trouble just getting unplugged, and so it's really valuable to hear that one of the first things that she does is just have business owners take a break, take that 24 hours off. And Stephanie, thank you. She says she just recently read somewhere that the brain has to relax to be creative. It's hard to remember as we live in a society focused on being busy. So true.
Hi, guys. Can you see me now?
Yes. There you go. Much better.
Okay.
Sorry we lost you. So I was just filling in. So Stephanie shared with us that she just recently read somewhere that the brain has to relax to be creative. It's hard to remember as we live in a society focused on being busy. So true.
Yeah, that's so true. And you know, it's funny. I really actually experienced this as a mom of young children when my kids were little. And I have 3 kids, and the 2 younger ones took Suzuki violin. And if you don't have any experience with that, they're taking lessons, but it's the parent's job to be the teacher. And you have to practice with them every single day. Not the teacher, but the practice accompanist. Mm-hmm. And so my kids were supposed to practice every single day for years and years and years. And sometimes we would go on vacation and take the violins with us. And sometimes, you know, we just didn't want to.
Yeah.
And so we'd go on vacation for a week and we would leave the violin at home. And it didn't happen super often, maybe once or twice a year. we were always shocked that when we got back, instead of declining in their skills, they actually jumped forward because their brain had a chance to kind of assimilate everything that they were learning. And in their sleep, in their rest, in their just having fun and being carefree, it moved them forward. It was fascinating.
I love that. I love that. In my business, I feel like I've struggled with this thing. I've definitely gone on vacations where, we had the laptop and I was checking in a lot. And now I really value those vacations where I can just completely unplug. And so the first time that happened, I was just amazed that I could do it. I thought, what is this? What is this feeling I have? Freedom, just happiness. So I love that you're talking about this topic. So what do you love about what you do? Like what do you enjoy the most about what you do with your clients?
Okay, so honestly, there's nothing as gratifying or as much energy producing for me as when I'm having a conversation with a client and it happened even this morning. We were talking about this struggle that was so intense for the client, and with just a little bit of a reframe, like a different perspective on how to be with the problem, like the whole thing just lifted, and I could hear the smile on her face. She was so energized that as soon as she hung up, she did all this whole series of homework that I told her to do, and she feels like a whole new person. And there's a lightness where instead there was a heaviness. I often think that I get more out of the time with my clients than my clients do, because it gives me so much. The only word I really know how to use is the energy, happiness, like excitement, when I can hear it in their voices. I do all of my work on the phone, so most of the time I'm not seeing my clients' faces when this is happening, but I can hear it. All of a sudden they'll be like, oh, yeah, why didn't I think of it that way? And the truth is that we can only think of it the way we can think of it. We can only see through the eyes that we have. We can only see through the beliefs and the thoughts that are in our head. So oftentimes it takes somebody else looking in to say, oh, well, what if you did it this way? Or what if you turned it counterclockwise instead of clockwise? Look what would happen if you did that. And that is the piece of my job that I love. I just love that.
That is so awesome. If you're just joining us, we had a whole bunch more people just join us, and I can't really see who you are. So if you want to type hi in the comments, that would be really great. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Please share it. Help Dana spread the word about what she does. And if you want to go ahead and press hearts, that would be great. And again, just share it. We're talking to Dana Corey, high performance business strategist. And so Dana, we were talking a lot about who you serve and how you work with them and what you love about what you do. Can you tell us you are very special, I know, but what is it that you think makes you stand out? Why does somebody say, okay, I want to work with you and nobody else?
Oh my God, I hate this question. Everybody hates this question. Tell us why you're so awesome.
Yeah, tell us why you're awesome. Tell us why you're awesome in your clients' words. How about that?
Yeah, so I think that really it's the superpower that I really have. I think I really have two. One is that I can see a reframe of almost any challenge that you have. Like immediately see different ways of looking at it, so that it's kind of like untangling a necklace. Those chains, and they get all like, right? So I can reframe it so that we can slowly pull the pieces out. So that I'm really good at that. Also, I'm really direct. So one of the things my clients say about me a lot is that I am they never wonder what I think, and they always are really clear about the path forward, because I don't mince words. I don't not say things. So those times when you're maybe working with somebody or talking to somebody and you have this thought and you think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't say that, right? I shouldn't say that. I say what's there and we move forward from there. And it's that directness that has us cut through I tend to swear, so I'm looking for a word that isn't that. Cut through the fog really quickly so that we move forward really quickly. And also here's another thing that for me is really at the crux of why people like to work with me. I don't mess around with my content. Like, I don't think that when you've been in business and you're at the stage where you really want to grow and you are chained to your business, to the busyness of your day-to-day business, you don't want content that doesn't specifically target the challenges that you are having. You want stuff that's going to pertain to you. And so I work one-on-one with clients, and I don't bring my preconceived notions to your problem. We start with where you're at, and everybody has different strengths. Some people I have one client who her superpower is hiring people and creating a team culture. Like, we never have to work on that part with her, but she needs help with time management and how to structure her days, her weeks, how to actually do what she says she's going to do, how to prioritize the never-ending list of things that are on her list. So why would I bring her content about hiring when what she needs is time management? And that's true for all my clients. Everybody has superpowers. Everybody has things that they're really good at that are like breathing. That's not what they need help with. They need help with the things that they don't do very well.
I love it. That's a lot to think about. And do people always know what their superpowers are, or is that something you also help them with?
No, I think, I'm sure there are some people who are watching who are coaches or who provide services for people. And here's the truth. People will have a challenge, and you think you know what you need to get over that challenge. And while what you think you need is probably a part of the solution, most often the solution is in a place that you're blind to, that you actually don't know. Mm-hmm. And so it's a little bit of both. Like, yes, you know that you need a little bit of this, but you didn't even think about the fact that if you, in business, for instance, one of the biggest, one of the foundations of business in general is relationships, right? So you would never really think of, oh, well, I'm having trouble in my relationship with my partner, or I'm having trouble with my relationship, not only with my life partner, but with my business partner. And that's affecting sales in this arena right here. Like, some people don't make those connections, but that's actually part of, we have to clear up and figure out what's going on here in your ability to relate in your relationships for your sales to get better. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That reminds me. Oh, there's a little echo.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. But so that reminds me of when you came and spoke at, I think it was eWomen. I'm not sure when, but I know you talked about how you do one thing is how you do everything. There was like a quote about that.
Yeah, how you do anything is how you do everything.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yep.
And that is so true. we human beings in general, we really like to think we can compartmentalize ourselves. Like we can keep our personal life separate from our business life, or we can keep our church life separate from our sports life, or whatever it is. But it's so not true, because can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because who we are underneath all of it is the same person.
Awesome. So this brings me to another point. So a few of us, and like I'll just do a shout out to Sujata. Hi, Sujata. Thanks for watching. She says, hi, Molly and Dana. And so one of the things I know is that a lot of us have already heard you speak. We've gone, to maybe a few different times where you've been speaking. And so in a couple weeks, you're going to be speaking at NAWBO, the National Association of Women Business Owners here in Oregon. And this chapter was founded by Diana Hoff. So if you know Diana, it's an amazing organization to be part of. So can you tell us a little bit about why we should be there? Why do we need to be at this event?
Well, I will say for those of you who have heard me speak, you most likely have heard me speak about relationships and business. And I'm hearing an echo now too, which is really weird.
If you turn down the sound on your tablet, then you probably won't hear the echo.
Okay. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. So but this is a totally different talk with a totally different direction. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that I don't, of course, believe that relationships are at the heart of anything we do as humans, including business. But I'm going to talk specifically and give tips specifically about how to structure your business, what to get better at, what to focus on, so that you can experience the freedom that most of us started a business for in the first place. It's very, you're going to walk away with, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, knowing what to put into place in your business in terms of systems and skills to focus on, and what to set up, how to prioritize, all those kinds of things.
I love it. I am so excited to hear you speak, and I'm excited every time, but because I know I always come away with those nuggets of wisdom, and you have so much experience that you bring and insight that you bring. You have this other kind of perspective that, like, you talked about a little bit, but I feel like, I just want to call out again that, you're so amazing at what you do. And thank you so much for sharing with us. What other types of events or promotions do you have coming up that you want people to know about? Well, actually, I'm speaking in Seattle at the end of the month, or in Renton, Washington, which I guess is just north of Seattle, for BAM. So I'm doing the same talk. So if you're going to miss it in Portland, you can come there. And one of the things that I'm most excited about this year is, for the first time, I'm marrying my love of travel with my business. So I've been traveling since I was 6 months. I was born in Europe, and I've traveled so many places. And somebody challenged me last year by asking me, well, why haven't you added travel to the business work that you do, since you're so about travel? That the heart of me, I believe that travel is the answer. And if you ask me what answer, pretty much the answer to almost anything. And so this year I'm taking entrepreneurs to Morocco for a week in October, specifically so that, well, for fun, right? We're going to have a ton of fun. But also we're going to make sure, Morocco is it's a developing country, and the day-to-day living is so different than what we experience.
And so we're going to be in a place where we are definitely outside of our comfort zone. And it's in that space, that discomfort, that we can actually start to see the ways that we usually react, the ways we usually make decisions, the thought processes that we have. And we're going to use those insights, and every day we'll have a different lens that we're looking through. We're going to take those insights and we're going to bring them home as business owners, and we'll be strategizing and coaching to put those shifts into how you are as a business owner, how you are as a human being, and the impact that you actually want to make in the world. I'm taking 6 entrepreneurs. I've got a few spaces left. So if that's something that's of interest to you, come on over and connect with me on Facebook, PM me, and we can talk about what that would look like.
Awesome. So you guys heard that. If you are interested in going to Morocco with Dana, go ahead and type Morocco into those comments and we'll definitely get you connected with her if you're not already connected with her. And, you know, if you have heard something that kind of sparked some interest, please be sure to reach out to her either on her Facebook page or go ahead and comment below and I'll get you guys connected. So Dana, before we close up, do you have any kind of last advice, last tips for business owners who maybe they've failed before, they've quit, or they've never gotten started? Any kind of last little tips?
Yeah, the first thing that really comes to mind is don't be so hard on yourself. Mm-hmm. Just the thing to remember always about business is that failure is part of success. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. And if you're not failing on a pretty regular basis, you're not trying hard enough outside of the box. If you don't try to keep everything safe, take the risk and be nice to yourself. Some of the time they will work out and some of the time they won't work out, but you will be moving forward step by step. And the other tip I want to give you is honestly find somebody who's been through it before and have them mentor you. Find somebody who you can learn from. There's so many people out there who have made it, who have made successful businesses, who understand business. And it's so much easier not to be out there by yourself. Ask for help.
I love it. Yeah, I definitely believe in that and believe in having coaches and mentors and asking for help. I also know what it's like to have failed and fallen on my face a lot, so I can appreciate what you said. Thank you so much. Anything else that you want people to know about you? Anything else that we just didn't cover?
Yeah, I'll tell you, the most important thing to me is relationship, always has been, always will, and really connecting. So if you are at NABO when I'm speaking, please come over and say hello and I'll give you a hug. Give me a hug. If you're not going to be there and you're not in Portland, connect with me on Facebook. That's where I really, that's where I'm hanging out most of the time, honestly, when I'm not out and about networking. Because connection is what makes this whole thing possible. Connection and real relationship makes business possible. So I just really invite you to reach out and connect with me.
Thank you so much. And if you guys are watching this either on the replay or live and you want to go to the NABO event, just type NABO in the comments. And again, I'll send you the invite and make sure that you know how to get connected with that. It's in a couple weeks coming up on a Monday. And it's at the Mac Club downtown. And the other thing is, you know, how to reach out to Dana. I'm just going to put it up there so you can see. Her URL is danacorey.com, and you can find out more about Dana there and also on her Facebook page. Any last parting words for you, Dana?
Thank you so much for spending this time with us and for putting up with my technical difficulties. You know, that is one thing I want to say. Things aren't always perfect, but do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of courage. Those of you who know me know that I don't normally do things like this. And I'm doing this also because I love Dana and I believe in her and I care about her. If you want to reach out to me, you can also find me on sacredfirecreative.com and also on my Facebook business page, Sacred Fire Creative. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Awesome.
I really appreciate
you. How awesome you are.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.